Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay. I'm gonna be brushing my hair later anyways. So today I'm just gonna be getting ready. It's gonna be a get ready with me. Because I do have pool tonight, and me and Tyler are also going out to eat before pool. So I'm just going to clean up my face and do my makeup. Let's get started so it's not too long. I'm going to go into a little bit of my micellar water with a Q-tip really quickly. This is going to be able to get any makeup I have left over from last night. I'm going to use anything from the wedding too today. Like any of my leftover wedding makeup that's not in my e.l.f. kit. Just because I need to use that up. Alright, so really quickly, I'm going into my Dew Up the Gods Sorbet Mini Lip Butter. Okay. And I do have a new tip for this. I'm not gonna exfoliate today. I just don't have the time. Okay, now I'm going into the Aveeno Common Restore Foaming Cleanser. I just don't have time to do everything I normally do. Because I also got to do a little bit of cleaning. Before everyone gets home. So it looks like I did things today. And not just sit around and play on my phone. Alright. Now I'm going into my Nina Mineral Serum. Literally smells. It smells weird. But I think that's just the vitamin C and vitamin E in it. But you got that, then this is so weird. You got that. But got that. Yo. My face is so red. Okay. Then I'm going into my Neogen V-Biome Advanced Eye Cream. Just like that. Yo, this is so bad. Yo, look at that though. Got that. Got that. That was too much. Alright. I am using all my brushes today. Whatever's left in that little circle caddy that I use is what I'm going to use. But I'm also going to use some of my other brushes. Okay. So now I'm going into my Neutrogena Beach Defense SPF 70 lotion. Messed up. I'm so glad one of my friends, the one I babysat for last week, is gonna pay me. And I'm like, hey, that works, because then that's like more money I can have in my pocket. Because then I'll have like $42 in my pocket for more elf makeup that I'm not gonna get yet. Until I get more money, but that's like $42 more that I have in my pocket for it. Alright, so we got that. And then I'm going into my Verifi lotion. Well, not lotion, but moisturizer. Rub it in, rub it in, rub it in. Whoa. Ew. Like, I'm like bringing oil and stuff all off my face. So. But look at that. This is so pretty. Ugh. And now my face, this feels weird. But anyways, gonna let that set. And then go into brows. Which is when I'm gonna need to use this again. I have like a pimple starting here, a pimple starting there. And I do have 3 mirrors. I have the one behind me, my little stand mirror that I used for my wedding, and my little handheld mirror here. Or if you want to be technical, forks, I can always go behind me too. So, let me get my rings on. There we go. Alright, so first things first. Brows. I'm going into my Believe Beauty brow defining pencil. And I am getting my pencil sharpener out just in case I need it, which I'm gonna wait. So I'm gonna use the spoolie side first. I'm brushing everything up first. So if you see, I'm kind of like raising my eyebrows up so I can get them pushed up. Then I relax them. Then I push them up again. So I can get it right. Come the fuck on. Alright, well that's that pencil because it's not wanting to work. Let's try it one more time. But it's like so short now. Not wanting to sharpen. There it goes. I mean, it's literally good for one more use. Yeah, literally this is gonna have to be the last use of it. There we go. Alright. So this is an empties for today. And I'm gonna take my Spoolie and Precision shader, kind of blend those lines out. This is so they don't look as harsh. There we go. And then I'm going into my Milani Stay Put brow color in the shade Soft Brown and that same precision shader brush. I'm getting it as close to the brows as possible because my brows always look funky. And then taking the spoolie and brushing everything up again. Just brushing it up really quick and then brushing it back. And same thing on the other side. Get it as close to the brow as possible. So this was used today. So now I'm gonna get another cotton swab, which I brought them closer to me today, so this video doesn't go long. We're not gonna do concealing with the brows. into after primer. So essentially, we're not gonna conceal underneath the brow. So I gotta make sure underneath the brow is pretty well perfect. Not perfect, but pretty close. Alright. So now that we got that, gonna go into eyeshadow primer. So I'm gonna go into the Milani eyeshadow primer. And I'm gonna use my short shader brush today. Using a brush to blend this out. It's a lot more effective, I've noticed, because then I don't have that creasing that I do with the finger. Last time I did this, I used the large shader. Now I'm using the short shader. Okay. And I'm not putting any of my other brushes that I've already used up here yet until I know I'm not using them. So I'm hoping to get at least 1 to 2 empties every other video. Not every video, every other video. Just to Okay. Gonna let that sit for a minute. So I'm gonna use my regular blending, not the tampered blending today. So the tampered blending's going up there. Just so I can sort everything out. Okay. So now I'm gonna take my contour brush that I use as an eye brush now. And I'm going into my Profusion makeup book. Gonna go in between Porcelain, Baby Doll, and Snatched, like always. To start out with. Okay. So this is really going to contour. This brush really contours the eyes better than like a regular crease brush, but crease brushes do work. And I'm not doing any mascara today, but I am doing eyeliner. So I'm not gonna do a big heavy eye look today. And I'm pretty much going to use my makeup book for a lot of things today. So do be prepared. Because I did say that I'm using a lot of my wedding makeup book, wedding makeup today. And this was one of them. Okay. I'm gonna use this one more time. So now we're gonna take that contour brush again. Gonna go into Habit. It's gonna be a smoky eye, yes. So it's not gonna just be browns. Okay, got that one. So now I'm going into my eyeshadow blending crease brush. I don't think I'm gonna need this one either. I will. Wait. This one. This one. This one. This one. So now I'm going into a mixture of Nesting, Sassy, and Falling. Right here. I'm like trying to get out of my comfort zone a little bit. So pretty much not doing the same nude eye look I do all the time, doing more color. And then I'm going to take my blending brush. And I'm just going to take it and go back and forth like a windshield wiper. And if I have fallout, that's fine. We'll deal with it once I get eyeliner on. and these colors might not work the best together, but I tried. Because I'm adding a little bit of gray to the look to make it a little more smoky, like, you know what I mean? Okay. So, don't need that anymore. I'm gonna take the blending brush, and same thing as over there or on this side, gonna blend it using windshield wiper motions. Okay. Then I'm gonna take my detail brush. I'm gonna use 2 different gray shades. I'm gonna go into Lose You and Equinox. That. Like, that's totally different. Then I'm going to take the blending brush and I'm going to blend. Again, using windshield wiper motion. And then here, kind of like that, like, I don't know what motion that is, but kind of like that, like you're winging it out. Then other side. This is going to be an all matte look too. There's not going to be any shimmer to it today. I just don't want shimmer. All matte. I'm not sure if I should do like a darker brown, or if I should do like a light green, or what I should do. I think I'm going to keep with the theme of the eye look and do browns and grays. So the eyeliner is going to be black, which goes with gray. Going to do that. So I'm going to do that. Okay. So I'm going to keep that out. I'm going to use my medium shader, which is a good all over brush, all over the lid brush. I'm going to use the shade Satellite which is this brown right here. It's like a coppery brown, but it works. And kind of go over that gray a little bit with it. And I'll show you the final eye look and kind of give you an idea of what it looks like before doing the rest. So like the full face. So that also includes with eyeliner. So I thought I was going to need my blending brush. Don't. So now I'm going to take, once I get it loose, I'm going to take my bent eyeliner brush and my Maybelline Lasting Drama. And do my eyeliner. Like I said, we'll get a sharper wing. And we'll fix the eyeshadow. So I'm going to take my cotton swab and some micellar water. Clean up underneath the eye. Clean up a little bit of that eyeliner. Same thing over here. Okay. Perfect. Alright. So here is a sneak peek of the eye look after my eyeliner is going to be off after everything. Alright, so now got 2 primers to get through. So first, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to go with the hydrating one first. So we're going to go into the Sauté London Everyday Vacay Primer first. This one. And calls for acne to start, apparently. these pore filling primers and smoothing primers can actually cause acne. But honestly, with me washing my face every day, it's not a big deal. Reason I'm doing hydrating first, then the Stay Put. Is because of the trick I have after primer. And I want this one to be underneath. You know, I take all this time to do all this makeup. So, I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. Alright. So now, going into the Blade Beauty Pretty and Prime Stay Put Makeup Primer. I have Alright, now that that is all pressed in, I'm going to let it set for a minute. Then I'll go into my tip and trick that I learned on Facebook. know what? I'm not gonna do lips today. I'm done. Unless I do it now where I can, you know, fix it. So really quickly while I'm letting that set, I'm going to go into the Believe Beauty Velvet Matte Lipstick, Liquid Lipstick in Foxy. So now I'm taking the Total Face Brush here. I'm going into the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. So essentially you want to set your primer before going into your cream products. It's going to help it last longer. I tried this yesterday, it actually does. And then just like a light set. You don't need to bake or anything. And then you can go into the rest of your cream products and then set your cream products. So, you know, there's that. And it actually does work. I've tried it. I've seen a couple of my friends try it too. And they told me to try it and I just never did until yesterday. And then I'm like, oh wait, it does work. And it gives your makeup a more smooth base. So now we can go into our cream products, which first is going to be the Believe Beauty Dual-Ended Contour Stick for my little contouring trick I showed you last video, which I was wrong. You don't start here, you start here. And then in there, because then it's bigger. There you go. And then down the sides of the nose. And then fill in the empty space with a lighter contour or even concealer, but since this is a dual-ended contour stick, I'm going to connect it the empty spaces to it using the lighter contour. And the shade this is medium. Then I'm going to take my Believe Beauty You're Covered Liquid Concealer in the shade Fawn. And this is where we're going to put that 5. It's going to look weird because it's going to be close to the contour shade. but it's gonna work. Like that, and then take it down the bridge of my nose and then between my brows. So we're gonna let that marinate for about 30 seconds. And if I need to, I'm gonna use this big concealer. I'm gonna use my Urban Techniques concealer brush today. So I'm gonna also use this to blend out my contour today too. This was just too much work, and I don't have that time for that much work. Besides my nose contour is going to be blended out. So I'm blending out in between my brows outwards. Hold on. I'm going to blend these two parts here, the ones that are kind of like just connecting everything, with my contour brush from e.l.f. The other contour will be blended out with my concealer brush. So and look at that, like, see how it just smoothed everything doing that trick that I showed you with the powder? That just instantly blurred everything. See what I keep doing? See why I like tips and tricks? When I see them on Facebook, I'm like, oh, I want to try that, because you never know, it might work. And I am going to use a sponge. I should wet that really quick. Wet both of them. I completely forgot. Leave me alone. So I am going to be using a sponge. And I'm connecting the concealer with the contour a little bit underneath the eyes. Right now. Contour time. See, and then here, and then here. It just blends it better. And then here. I'm using my other mirror right over here to blend this out too, so I see what I'm doing. It's going to look crazy for a minute. Just trust the process. And I'm like, so then I'm going to take my little sponge first. This is going to take the concealer down a little bit. And I forgot to blend my nose contour out. So let's blend that out. Okay. Then I'm going to take my big sponge . And blend everything else. I need more beauty blenders. So you got that, okay. So now that we got that, I'm going to add a little bit of blush. So I'm not sure if I want to go into the Believe Beauty or this one, so I'm just going to do both. I'm like, oh, I don't know which one to do. Why not both? I didn't do any color corrector because I'm like, I want to try this. Yesterday when I did the color corrector afterwards, it kind of got a little crazy. So I'm taking the Believe Beauty one first. And this is just going right there. Like, literally nothing to it. I am taking my sponge. And blending that out. So this goes right underneath of the eye contour, or the eye concealer. And then I want to take a little bit of the B Color liquid blush in Coral Crush on my forehead. And that I'm going to take my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Of course, blend it into my hairline and blend it down. This stuff is extremely pigmented, so do be careful. Alright, so today I'm going to also do my highlighter a little different. Crap. So this is just going on too long. I have the Keys Soulcare Let Me Glow Illuminating Serum. I'm putting that onto this highlighting brush. And this is how we're going to apply the highlighter today. And I'm also gonna take my spongy sponge and press that in. It's it's kind of like the Elf Halo Glow, but in a serum form. This is probably one more use. And then completely over my forehead. And down the bridge of my nose. So that's it for that brush for now. Sponge. And products. These products seem to be applying over, like they were this way yesterday too. They seem to be applying over powder just fine. So I don't see a problem. Now I'm just going to let everything set. Then we can go into foundation, which I do have a brush that I'm going to be using to press it into the skin better after sponge. And then we'll go into powder. And then we are done. Which I am going to use a powder puff instead of a sponge today. I just want to try. Well, we're not done because I still got some things to do. then we would have used all our I would have used all my brushes today. And yeah, alright, everything seems dry. So now I'm going into the Believe Beauty Skin Finish Foundation in the shade Shell. Definitely spreading it. Make sure it's into the hairline. Yo. Okay, right now. It definitely looks, from a distance, I don't know up close, I'll have to look up close once I do the brush, because the brush will be up close, so I can really see it. But from a distance, it looks better than it usually does, so that is a plus. That is definitely a plus. So I'm going to use stippling motions just like before. But it definitely looks better than it normally does. Like, I can still see all my contour and blush underneath. Yes, I'm using powder too, but that's just the pretty much set. Finished setting all the cream products. But other than that, this looks really good. I think doing the powder right after primer before going into cream products really works. And it looks better than yesterday, so. With the color corrector, but I ain't want any color corrector every once in a while. Alright. So I think we're going to finish the eyes first and then go into the rest of the face. So I need my smudge brush. Always use smudge brush first. I think I'm gonna go into Nesting Sassy and Falling, which is the last 3 shades I used in the crease. So we got that. We got this one and this one. I think the bottom lashes looks okay with just the eyeshadow today. Like, I don't see the reason of doing eyeliner on the bottom lashes today. Like I said, I'm getting out of my comfort zone. Alright, I think I'm going to use my Kabuki blush brush today. I forgot powder. Like, this is the thing. Okay, so I'm going to go into my powder puff since I forgot powder. I'm going into my powder puff. And now, so we're gonna have to redo the eyeshadow. But it's like completely fine. So. Okay. Oh, you should have seen me yesterday when we were watching Supernatural. I am a big Supernatural fan, and so is the rest of my family. Anyways, it was so funny. We were on one of my favorite episodes of the show, and my husband, I was like bouncing back and forth, like so excited. My husband looks at me and was like, "Are you that excited about the bologna?" Because we were eating fried bologna yesterday for dinner. I'm like, "No, I just like this episode really." It was Bad Day in Bedrock. I love that episode. I'm Batman. Like, it's such a good episode, and I love it. So now I'm going to use my powder brush here, and this is what I'm going to use to dust off all the bake here. Just I used that one. Then I'm going to take my setting brush and remove everything else. Wait, actually, it didn't do anything to the eyeshadow. It didn't even touch the eyeshadow. So, that's good. So, now that everything's set, we can finish. Okay. So I've done nothing to the eyeshadow. But I am taking my angled contour brush here and going into my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and Light Bronzer. To connect that contour before we do the contour. So we're going to put it where I put that lighter contour at. So my forehead and my jawline. And we do need to blend it. So I'm going to use this for the contour. I'm going to use my blending brush here for the bronzer and the blush and the highlighter. Might want to put a little bit more on my nose, like more contour, which is fine. So now I'm going to go into my angled shader here. I'm going to go into my Light Sculpt contour powder. First I'm going to sculpt out the sides of my nose. So, I got that. We got that. We're pretty much contoured. So now I'm going into my Wing Me brush. Then I'm going to take the same brush. We're going to make that 3 on my face again. And this one, with the powder, it's a lot lighter. Like, it's barely there. It's like there, but it's barely there just because it's powder. I'm gonna take the Wing Me brush and blend that out for a much more natural contour. And we got that bronzer there to connect everything. So we have the contour and the bronzer. So, got that. Now I'm going to take my Kabuki blush brush. I'm going to go into Solar Solar and Lover. So Solar is going to be on the apples of the cheeks where I put that Blue Beauty blush. And we're going to take the blending brush here. Using circular motion and back and forth. Really blend that out. These blushes are really chalky. Like, they're pigmented, but they're really chalky, so they have fallout really bad. But once you blend off all that chalkiness, you're left with a really pretty blush. And then we got Lover for the forehead, where I put that B color. So, and again, move all that chalkiness back and forth. And circular motion. Okay. And then I'm going to take my fan brush and we're going to go into the shade Exceptional. Just this highlight shade here. Okay. Let me get everything up here. Let me fix. Even if it's outside my lip line a little bit, I don't care, because it's not noticeable. The only time it is. Alright, so I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Bye.